What's up, everybody? It's Big John. We're going to start at the beginning. The next 14 to 20 videos are going to be on from everything from the beginning to the last steps of cleaning a comic book, the way I do it. I don't take any shortcuts, so if you're a shortcut kind of person, please don't even bother. This probably will be a waste of your time. I'm very patient. I'm not going to screw something up. Okay? First off, you want to start off with the press that you feel comfortable with. Now, how do you find that out? Well, you either get a clamshell such as this, or you're going to get a turnaway. Now, if you're going to get a turnaway, I would recommend one with a pull-out. It just makes your life a lot easier. Now, your work won't be in the way. And that's very important. You don't want to bump it and move it, and then you'll have to reset it. You don't want to do any of that. So what we're going to start off with is how you do it. Okay? The first thing you want to do is you want to get to know your press, what it is. I call this the hammer. When I say I'm going to drop the hammer, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm describing, okay? Now, this controls your pressure of this plate here. This is your heating plate. So you're going to adjust this clockwise or counterclockwise to loosen it, clockwise to tighten it. Okay? So you really want to get a feel for what books you're doing. You really want to get a feel for that, right? So, and over time it'll become muscle memory. So for right now though, we're gonna set this down and forget it. You're gonna need quite a few things to start with your press, okay? But the first thing you want to do is set your times. Now, there are different times and different temperatures for different people. Me personally, I like to set mine at 550 seconds for silver, bronze, and copper age, at 164 degrees. Okay, so that's what I like to do. You can do 165, it's not going to matter. You can even do 600 seconds. You're not going to hurt anything at that time. Modern age books, again, silver, copper, bronze, I do 164 at 550 seconds. Modern age books are much different. You want to run them at a lower temperature but longer time. Generally, you want to do 900 seconds twice. So you turn the machine off and you turn it right back on. Never take it off of pressure. Okay, and that temperature, you can put it anywhere if you want to be safe. I do mine at about 115 degrees. You can, do 125 if you want. It's so low that it's really not going to hurt it. The setup, however, is going to be more important than anything when you're doing a modern age book. So that's what you want to do. So you want to get used to, you want to set this and then forget it, right? So now that's done. So the next thing you're going to want is there's some materials you're going to need to use your press properly. Number one, you can either keep the pad on here or not. I don't use that pad anymore. I used to, but it gave me too much flex, and I don't like the flex. So I use the straight metal plate at the end. Now, I don't know if you can see these, but there's holes here, right? So you're going to have to cover those up. So hence your first metal sheet. You can get these from Rick Morgan at Immaculate Comics. He puts his little stickers on there. So what I do is I don't put the writing side up. I put this side up. Mine's a little dirty. I got to clean this. So what I'll do is I'll put the sheet on here just like that. And you see it matches perfectly. Then the other thing you're going to need is I use magazine boards to make sure that gold silver, bronze, and copper age, even modern age will fit in the allotted space. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a board and I'm going to use shiny side up, because this side's got some inconsistencies in it, and I like the shiny side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on here. I'm going to kind of center it. And you have to remember one thing when you're using this kind of press is a lot more pressure is going to be back here than out here. Okay? Not a lot more, but considerable amount. So you want to take that into account. Also, your spines should always be back here of a comic book. That way they get the good pressure like they need it. So I'm going to place my board here, shiny side up. Okay? And that's all you're going to need right now with boards. Then you're going to want to I buy these heavy duty parchment paper rolls. It's 260 square feet. And basically, I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to just do that. And then I'm just going to take my trusty scissors, and I'm just going to run and cut out 4 sheets, and I want to try to get them all about the same size. So there's one sheet, right? So then I'm going to take this sheet and I'm going to put it on top of my board. I don't like this board. It's got a turn to it. Not a fan of that. So I'm going to grab another one here. My apologies, guys. It's just I'm so bad about how I set everything up. I'm not bad. I mean, I'm just so, I don't know, anal about it. I just don't, everything has to be like perfect for me. And I'm hoping that you guys will do the same. So you want to kind of center it really well. Here, 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 and here. I do a little bit more toward the back than the front, but just a little bit more. And then I'm going to place my parchment paper. As you can see, I cut it almost perfect. It hangs over a little bit, which is fine. So now you have it set up. Now the second thing to do, and a lot of people, is you want to drop this before you press your book. And when you drop this, you want to turn your machine on. So as it builds up to its temperature, you're going to preheat the bottom. You're going to preheat the plate, the board, and the paper, everything, right? So when you stick your book in here, it's already prepared. The bottom is heat. So then when you drop your hammer on your book, after I show you how to set it all up, you're going to have good heat throughout. Also, the metal plate will dispense the heat properly. So now we're going to basically just grab a book. You can grab any book that you like. I happen to have this Thor 217. I love the cover. Odin versus Thor. So we got this book here. And it's filthy. This will be the book that I'm going to show you how to clean it. As you see, it's got a lot of yellowing. It's just a hot mess. Okay, so we're going to set this up. So the first thing you want to do is you want to find the middle of the book. There's the middle. You can see the staple, 1, 2, right? And then how you want to do this is I'm going to take my magazine boards, and in the middle, I'm going to do shiny side up. Put it as far in as you can. I like to center it. Really good to have good board on top and bottom. Then you want to go and you want to pull back the cover. And you want to add another board behind the cover. And you want to do shiny side down. Now, what's the reason for that? Simple. The covers have gloss on them. This is gloss. If you put moisture in this book and you go gloss to gloss, when you heat press it, it'll stick. And you don't want that because you'll end up ripping it. So then you set that one in there. Then we're going to turn the book over, holding it firm. Going to open to the back cover here. Then we're going to take our last one, same thing, shiny side down. And we're going to place that tight. Okay, now we've got our book set up. We've added moisture to it, which will be in the next video on an actual setup of a book that I'm actually going to press on camera. Pretend that we've already got this at the proper temperature and we're ready to press. So there's moisture on this book, and we're just going to take it and we're going to put it in here. And what I do is I set it and sort of slide it in. And there's one thing that you will need to do is wear gloves before you do this, and I will show you why. And then we're going to take our next sheet. And you can reuse these. I use them about 10 times, and then I throw them away. So we're going to cut out our next sheet. And now we want to place this sheet on top of the book. I cut this one perfect. Now, this is the extra step that I do to ensure a flat book. I'm going to take the shiny side down of a magazine board, and I'm going to start all the way at the back of the press. And with gloves on, this will stick. And then I'm going to pull it forward, pushing down on the book. Like that. And then I'm going to cut another sheet. A lot of people have said that this is overkill, but you know what? I don't really listen to other people. I've been doing this way, and this is what I like to do. Like I said, these are my ways. They might not necessarily be for you. And I cut another sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of there. And now it's time, because this is a Bronze Age book, we're using our thin metal plates. So we take the second plate, good side down, no stickers, no writing, and put it right on top of the other plate, lining it up. And then one more sheet. I make this one a little bigger. Now, if you're only doing one book at a time, I would recommend leaving this one. So now we've got this completely set up. I'm leaving the metal plate exposed because I'm going to stick my finger right here when it's time to open this, because even though you got nonstick here, sometimes the vacuum will suck the metal plate to the top, and you don't want that to happen. So I'll just hold down this very edge, that's why it's exposed, with my thumbnail, and that'll allow me to open this without the metal plate sticking. So everything is ready. We're ready to press, and then you want to drop. Now you can see that's way too much pressure. We do not want to crush the book, right? So we're just going to back it off a little bit. This one needs to be backed off quite a bit. And then we're going to push down again. A little more. That should do it. And you barely want to add any pressure. A little bit of pressure, but not, you want just a little straightening out of your elbow, and it should close. Any more than that, you're going to crush the book, which means is the staples are going to go more inside the cover. So you don't want to do that, right? So our 550 seconds are over. So now you have two choices. If you're only doing one book, you can do the first choice. Leave this, shut your machine off, and do not move this. Keep it there for 24 hours. And then come back the next day, pull it out, put it on a cold press on a table with an acrylic plate and a weight, and just leave it go. Or if you need to do another book, try to do it after 1 hour, right? Let it come back down to basically like room temperature, and then take it out, then put it into its cold press, and then leave it alone for a few days. Okay, so you can do that. So we've left it for 24 hours. Again, I'm going to stick my thumb right here, I'm going to raise this up very carefully. And then basically I'm just going to open my drawer here, which is really convenient for me. I can take everything off. And then I can slowly remove my boards. Remember, I got gloves on because we don't want to transfer any fingerprints. And then we can remove the book and we can put it right into our cold press, which we will go into in another video. Okay? So this is how I set it up. You only need a few things. On the next episode, we will actually set it up. I will talk to you about hygiene, washing your hands before and after, wearing gloves, what kind of gloves I use, and how to actually physically set this up with a book so that we can go ahead and press it. But for right now, this has been in the beginning on how to learn how to get used to your press and how to use your press to set it up to get ready to press. But for right now, this is the Comic Book Underground. I am Big John, and I'm out.